Carl and Princess Donut have captured the hearts and minds of the galaxy, and also the hearts and minds of us out here in reality reading these books. Today we're going to talk about Book 2, Carl's Doomsday Scenario by Matt Dinniman. This series has grabbed me really hard in a way that I don't think I've been grabbed by a series in a long time. I have flown through the first two books, and I have the third book. It's here. So I'll be getting into that very soon. And this book, we're now on level 3 of the dungeon, and there's a total of 18 levels. If anyone survives and gets to level 18, they will take control of their planet back. No one's ever made it past level 13 in this dungeon. Just, it seems like people are kind of set up to fail. And it's insanely hard to get through any of this. And so this book series is part RPG, part D&D, part video game, and it's quirky, it's funny, it's snarky, it's goofy, it's weird, it's so many things. It's all the things that I like, and the second book was awesome. So you have Carl and Donut, they get to level 3, and this is where you get to choose like your race and your class. Donut, stays a cat, and then she chooses the class of, I think it's like former child actor, and it has a whole list of different things and attribute points that come with it. And then Carl, he chooses to be a primal, which is some sort of human-ish person, so he doesn't really change how he looks. And then he chooses compensated anarchist, which has a lot of skills in what he was already working with his his fists and then his feet, and also with making bombs and stuff, because he kind of got into doing that early on in the game with Carl's Jug-a-Boom and whatnot. He is kind of specializing in explosives. And so they get into the third level, they meet up with Mordecai, and Mordecai is their guild master, and he changes like every time he's on a different level, and currently he's an incubus. He was a ratkin before. Before being sent into this dungeon, he was actually in his actual life like a sky fowl, I believe. He was like a bird type creature, but currently he's an incubus. He's very handsome, and he likes the sauce. Like he likes to tie one on, and apparently incubuses have very low tolerance to alcohol. Mordecai might, get a little too drunk here and there. So we get to the next level, and so this is a whole kind of like overworld level. So there's a town and villages. You can see a sky. It's not like a real sky or anything. It's projected up there. Like Carl takes his little slingshot and it hits the ceiling of it. I mean, it's up pretty high, but it's still there. So it's not like a real sky, but they get the illusion of that. And now quests have become available. Some of those quests offer good prizes and whatnot that they'll want on their journey. And so the biggest thing too is just keep leveling up, keep grinding, get more experience, add stuff to the different levels so that they have a chance to possibly survive. With all this too, if Carl and Donut survive past level 3, Mordecai will finally be set free from his basically like indentured servantness that he's been since he was in this dungeon. Like he was a previous crawler, he took a deal to be a guild master, this, that, and the other. He is with Carl and Donut when they pick their classes and all that stuff. And they end up, when Donut picks his class of the child actor class, or the prior child actor, or whatever it was called, it comes with the manager perk. And that turns their guildmaster into their manager. And so Mordecai now is not quite bound by the rules of the whole game. He now just can use his memory and tell them things he wasn't able to tell them before. And they were kind of tipped off to this by this one talk show host, Odette. This is going to be a great help and boon to them with getting through this dungeon, maybe coming out alive. You get into the story, they decide like to go out and start grinding, and then they kind of, they go in this one area that's called the ruins, and in the ruins there's monsters and stuff. Nighttime is bad, like scary stuff comes out at night. There's guards during the day, but at night guards are nowhere to be found, so you're kind of like, be careful out there. Also, don't mess with the guards because they're like level 75, and it's kind of like if you've ever played a video game when you start out and you're like a low level character, if you accidentally hit the guards with something, then they instantly like one shot you. Or don't ever mess with the chickens in a video game. Don't do it. If you know, you don't mess with the chickens. Anyways, they go into these ruins, they start heading in there, and then these like lemurs start attacking them, and then eventually there's these giraffes that the lemurs are hanging off of, and so they fight those, and they find their way kind of towards this circus that's in the middle. They end up meeting also this other elite character that has been estranged from the circus because the circus ended up poisoned by this weird like mold. And so the old circus master turned into this weird like sentient vine, and he kind of feeds all the weird creatures and creepy clowns and stuff that's in the circus. And like no matter how much they die, they just keep coming back because of the circus guy. And then the one woman who was able to not be cursed by this, like she goes and fights them like every single day, and somehow Carl and Donut get roped into this. Like, okay, so how are they gonna get out of this crap, because this is a Bad News Bears scenario. Like everything is like super intense and over leveled and this, that, and the other. So I'm not gonna say exactly how they figure it out because I don't want to, that'd be a huge spoiler, but that's going on. And then the Doomsday scenario thing, there is a quest they end up taking because there's this orc that they meet in the bar, which is a tavern that they've actually been staying at, and she wants their help because she keeps like finding all these prostitutes that have been falling from the sky and are being killed or whatever's happening to them. And so the quest is to find out what is going on and what's happening. And it seems like maybe the magistrate of the town has something to do with it. The village is basically a lot of skyfowl, which is the aerial bird-like creatures that live there. So something to do with that. But it seems very rigged against them. Yeah, they get to this part where there's going to be like a explosion that's just going to level blocks and blocks of this town and area. And it doesn't seem like there's a way out, but maybe there is. Maybe they can figure it out. This book was a wild ride. I liked it just as much as the first one. And one of the things too that I like as well is that you get these little like glimpses and windows into some of the backstory of these creatures / people. Like there's a moment in time when Carl is like reminiscing and has some memories of his mom and him going to the circus when he was younger. So it also adds in these underlying like emotional parts to it. And then at the end, there was also this part with his grandma llama, and she kept having these dreams and memories of this other place with a husband in a castle somewhere and this, that, and the other. And a lot of the NPCs in this game have had their memories like washed or erased and whatnot, but it seems like she's having some memories of that. I love it. It's weird. It's wacky. It's got some emotional tie-in. Princess Donut is awesome. The characters are out there, and just, it's a fun, insane series. So looking forward to book 3. If you've read this book, let me know your thoughts on it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Was it just okay to you? I thought it was great, and I'm very excited to read the next one. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.